It was a great class today. I personally reached out to 7 people I haven't talked to in a long time, and I'm like, well, let me send them a little item of value and touch base with them and see how they're doing. Send them a nice message. So that's one of the things that I'll probably do this program again. Why? Because it's 1 hour, 3 times a week that I should be doing. I should be doing two. I should be doing 2 hours every day. However, let's start somewhere, but it's great because as I'm sending these messages, I'm like, oh, I remember, oh, I like that person. And oh, what are they doing? Like it's a warm and happy feeling and a genuine desire to connect um, with these people. So anyways, all that being said, I'm not going to take any more time. This whole time we have probably the first person who blew my mind, like when I met him, and that's Mr. Gene Frederick, better known as, well, also known as Eugenio, the genius, and most recently, I think he's been indoctrinated as the legend. And in my opinion, probably the reason, that book, The Tipping Point, like when some little things will happen, like this is the reason why we're at about 90,000 agents now. Because this man came in, he had the vision and opened up the space for all of us and this opportunity for all of us and changing thousands and thousands of lives. So without further ado, Mr. Gene Frederick is in the room to share.
Hey,
Drop some
hey,
knowledge.
Rosie. How are you? How are you? Good to see you guys. See Jesse there. See a whole bunch of guys. This is awesome. This is great. Susan's bringing in the luck. Honey, can I help you with that? No, I can't. I'm on a Zoom. I'm sorry. This has really helped me because I think she just came back from Costco. Anyway, hey guys, how are you? Everybody doing good? Give me a thumbs up. Give me a wave. I love it on Facebook, but it's on Zoom here. But here's what I want to share with you guys today. How many people have their goals for next year written down? I know, Jesse, I know you've had yours for a long time with you. I know you guys have, right? Okay. Here's the big thing about goal setting. And I think if you guys saw me at the convention, you kind of understand what I'm going to say today. You have to set big goals. With large goals, you have large actions. Okay, write that down. In other words, if you even your goals that you have right now for next year, I'd up it. I'd up it a notch. Why? Because the bigger your goal, the more action you're going to take. Here's the other thing I'll tell you about. When you do those big actions, they have to be specific. This is really important, guys. You can't just say, okay, I'm going to sell 50 homes next year. I'm going to recruit 20 people to my first line next year, whatever your goal is. You have to be specific on what kind of tasks you're going to take to do it. This is really, really important. The more specific you can get, the better it'll be. For example, when I came to EXP 10 and a half years ago, guess what I did? You guys have heard me talk 2 million times. 10 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock. I had an appointment at 10 o'clock in the morning, 10 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, 3 o'clock. 3 times a day, I'd meet with agents. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Everybody goes, well, yeah. Of course, they all don't show up. A lot of times I'd set up 2 or 3 appointments. Hopefully one would, if 2 showed up at the same time, hey, that's good. I just do 2 appointments at once. But I was very specific as what I was going to do, okay? I only did that every single week for just 3 years. That's all, right? And that's how you jumpstart your business. The last thing is, do you guys know what the one thing you guys should be doing? What's the one thing you should be doing? Everybody know what's the one thing you should be doing right now? What is it next year? Do you have that written down? The one thing, not 10 things, but one thing. To me, it's attracting real estate agents. To me, that's it. Guys, this is going to be a jump start for EXP. Brent Gove and I live in the same neighborhood here, and we talk about it all the time. We can feel it. Guys, we're on these calls all the time. Agents need to hear from you. Don't be shy. Believe me, I talked to an agent the other day. Guess what, guys? She had been with the same company, ERA, for 25 years. 25 years with the same company, ERA. And she goes, Gene, nobody called me. say, why aren't they contacting me? I said, I don't know. You know, so we assume they're just happy, right? They've been there 25 years. You know, by the way, she only does 200 homes a year in a small town in Texas. I said, what? She goes, yeah, last 3 years I've sold 200 in that town. I didn't even know there were 200 units in that town. Does that make sense? Somebody's got to contact him. So this is the time. The one thing we should be doing is, and I love this. We had an agent the other day. She's really killing it the last couple of weeks. And guess what she said was the number one thing she did when she got back from convention in Miami, Jesse? Guess what she said? I got out of my own way. It was the best thing I've heard. She goes, I just got over myself. She was at me. She goes, I just got over myself. All the inhibitions, all the things I was thinking about, I just start calling people. She has 37 appointments in 2 weeks. Get over yourself. Get over all the inhibitions, whatever you're thinking. I haven't sold that many homes, so they won't talk to me. Nobody know. You know, guys, I'd take the top 100 agents in my town. I'd go to a title person tomorrow, and I'd get the top 100 agents. Go to a title person, say, what are the top 100 agents in our town? They'll give it to you. You know, who are the most influential? And then I just call them. Say, my gosh, we got to talk. You know, I got a small gift of appreciation I'd love to give you if I could steal 5 minutes of your time, because I know everybody respects you so much. I'd just like to steal 5 minutes of that brain of yours. Do you mind sharing that with me? Don't talk about EXP. Talk real estate with them. Guess what? Everybody will do it. Now, you've made the first connection. Anybody here sell homes? Anybody here do listings? Anybody do buyers? When you go on a listing, have you guys ever noticed this? I know I did when I was selling real estate. All of a sudden, I'd look across to my neighbor's house, and guess what? They're listing with Coldwell Banker. Oh my God. How did they get the listing? Wait, I was at the soccer game with my son the other day with him. Why didn't he say anything? Guess why? Because I never mentioned to him I was in real estate. I never asked him. I mean, I never was the first one to do what? Contact him. Right? It's all happened to all of us, right? And so when I look at recruiting agents, guess what? The first person that calls them is not the one with the best relationship or the one that's known them the longest. It's the one that says, hey, let's go have coffee. I'd like to rack your brain about what's going on in the market. And then you get another call with them and get another call with them. And you're real specific about staying in touch with them. Guess what happens? Who do they name as their partner? I like guys, I would scrap the word sponsor for the rest of my life. Don't ever use sponsor. What you want to do is use partner. You're in partnership with these other agents. Rosie and I are partners together ever since we met on the beach back in whatever it was, Puerto Vallarta. Don't use sponsor. You're not sponsoring anybody. In the Catholic religion, that's kind of like somebody when they're 13 years old, you sponsor them for life. We're not sponsoring somebody. We're partnering with them. Okay. So to me, the biggest thing, by the way, I just did this in a mastermind, Rosie, this weekend. Brett and I had a big mastermind here. Guess what everybody did? Before they left, they had to write down their goals for me, handwritten, in their own handwriting. I've only got about 25 of these. And you know what? And then they took copies of them. They kept them because guess what? They signed them. To me, when you do it in handwriting, your own handwriting, and you keep it with you every single day. Right now, if I ask you, could you show me your goals? I know Jesse can because every time I meet him, he shows them to me. Right? Believe me, that's what I did at EXP. I found my notebooks from 2016, guys. I started this in 2015, and I found my old notebooks from 2015. I'm big into notebooks. I just keep notebooks, and I keep everything I do on a notebook so I can date it. And guess what, Jesse? All my goals are written down there for 2016. How many agents I was going to attract, when I was going to do my next event, what was going to happen. I went, wow, wait, this really does work. It's not a little thing, goal setting, right? It's not a little thing. It's actually the only thing you should be doing right now. I'm already in 2026. 2025 is over for me. I'm in 2026. Whatever you did, good, good. But man, next year you're going to kill it come January. Hey, I want you guys to help me out today. I want you guys to ask me anything you want to know. I've been recruiting agents for only since 1989, before a lot of you were born. I know that, but I've been recruiting agents that long, and I've really become good at it because guess what? It's all about them. It's not about us. It's about them, right? So I want you guys to ask me questions about anything you're struggling with when you're struggling with recruiting real estate agents. Because guys, it is a hard thing. It's not an easy thing, right? If it was easy, everybody would be doing it. But you guys are the ones going to be taking our company to the next level. So what do you guys want to know from me today?
Feel free
Gene,
to
good
unmute
morning.
yourself. Go ahead.
Oh, hey, Gene, thank you for your time. I really appreciate it.
You bet.
Here's my question. I'm talking to a RE/MAX agent. She's #1 in her office, small office of 17. I know the owner, he almost joined EXP 3 years ago. Instead, he recruits for KW, leaves KW, and starts his own RE/MAX office. He had 30, he's down to 17. I can see that it's falling apart. Do I get the agent first who sells like 20 million, or do I reach out to him? Because I just met her and then I started looking up his numbers. So do you go after the owner or do you wait until you get their best agent?
Great question. Go after the agent. 99.9% of the time. Let me tell you why. The owners signed franchise agreements. I used to own 6 Keller Williams franchises. They're kind of stuck. So whatever he signed with RE/MAX, he signed it. He might be 2-3 years out, whatever it is. They're 5-year and 10-year agreements. I will tell you, bar none, it's easier to get the top agent, get the second top agent, get the third top agent. You know, he'll go from 17 to 14, and then maybe he'll talk to you. Easy question. Go after the agents first. They're so much easier.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Thank
You
you,
betcha.
Stacy.
Great question. Great
Someone else
question.
had their hand up. Wait, Sherry, go ahead. Raise your hand, guys.
Hi, Jean. It's so
Hey.
great. Thank you for doing this. You always say, and I completely believe you, by the way, but I'd like you to share with us. You always say that if we present the opportunity the right way, there are no objections. So could
Yes.
you elaborate on that for everybody that's here, including me?
Here's why. It's all about them, not us. So when I say present the opportunity, I spend the first 30 to 45 minutes every time I meet somebody finding out about them. I mean, you guys have heard me sell this 2 million times, but I say it even on Zooms. Tell me about yourself. I call it Team A. And then I shut up and I listen. I don't just listen, I listen intently. It's really, really important to listen intently. And then I start taking notes. Hey, do you mind if I take notes? No. Hey, well, tell me about that. So where do you see yourself? And if you could rank your real estate career from 0 to 10, what would you rank it? Nobody says a 10. I've never had them say 10. They always say, even the ones that sell 200 units a year say 7 or 8. I said, well, what would make it a 10? And they go, oh my gosh, I need more help, blah, blah, blah. And they start talking about what they're struggling with. Another question I ask all the time, by the way, in that 30 minutes of getting to know them, is what excites you about the real estate industry? What excites you about EXP? Write that down. The word excites is a big thing. Not what do you like, what you don't like, what excites you? And they'll tell you, well, what excites me is, do you have this thing? I heard it might be a retirement thing or something called RevShare. Really? Is that what excites you? And I go into that. So really, when I say I don't have objections, it's because I've already gotten all the things they need before I even present EXP. And my presentation of EXP is about what they need. Okay? Write that down. In other words, what they want. If they want to go from selling 20 homes to 50 homes, I focus on that. I mean, I've done some presentations. I've never even talked about RevShare or stock. You're going to go, really? I go, all the time. All the time. Once I got over there what they wanted, and then they signed up, I go, hey, when you get a chance, you might want to think about that RevShare, and they'll talk to me later. So it's all about them. That's why my presentations, when I say I don't have objections, it's because I'm not rushing You guys rush. I've on a lot of Zoom calls. I'll be blunt with you. Some people have asked me to be on Zoom calls with them and just listen. Guess what I heard? You rushed to get to the presentation. You rushed. You couldn't wait to talk about RevShare. You couldn't wait to talk about stock and whatever. In other words, you rush it rather than finding out really what they want. I don't get into presentation mode until I get that. So that's why I feel like I don't have objections, because I'm speaking to what they want.
Okay. Thank you.
Awesome.
I hope-
Carl, you're up next.
Gene, good morning.
Good morning.
I got your book from EXPCon a couple of weeks ago. I just read it. I'm on the second round already. Great book. If you haven't read it, please read it. Gene, I got a question for you. We're out of Los Angeles. We're a commercial group, EXP Commercial. Do you think agent attraction essentially has any sort of limitation on bringing people in your downline, because you're a commercial group and some of these advisors or agents feel like, oh, I'm not going to get the support because this guy's that's bringing me in as a partner is more of a commercial? Do you think there's a limitation on who we can go after? Because the commercial agents, it's a smaller pool. So that's my question to you.
Well, here's what I would think. I would think if I was a commercial agent, I sure wouldn't limit myself to just commercial agents, period. Go after
Okay.
residential. My gosh, there's more residential agents than commercial. By the way, if I was residential, I'd go after commercial agents. You know, that limit is all in our head. That limit is all in. For example, Carl, I've never sold luxury. Somebody goes, I'm really interested in luxury. I go, ooh, I've got the person to talk to you, Carrie. I know Carrie. I don't try to pretend like I know luxury. Guess what I do? I hook them up with an appointment with Carrie. So if I had a commercial agent, I'd hook them up with commercial agent. So don't limit yourself. That's all in your head. Thanks for asking, because that's really the number one reason I see people go, you know, they've only been in the business a couple of years and they go, well, I can't recruit that agent. God, they've been in the business 20 years. They'll never respect me. I got news for you. The first one to the listing appointment gets the listing.
Thank you.
Great question. Great
Thank
question.
you, Jen.
Thanks.
Awesome. Thank you. I have a question. You guys, please raise your hand. Gene, some people may not know that you sponsored Sheila, who sponsored Franco, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so, you know, you don't need to be here. You don't need to keep doing what you're doing. Like, what is motivating you to continue? And like, I don't just see you plugging in. I see you coming in with fire. So.
Well, I really believe that I love real estate agents. What affects me is I've always had a drive to help you guys. You know, I had a call today, for example, an agent. She was super excited. You know what she said? I'm going to make $2,000 in RevShare next month. I've already figured it out with an agent. She's got one agent. She's going to make $2,000. And she goes, you know, that's really going to help out. You guys don't know this stat, but you know, most foreclosures and most bankruptcies in America, I've read this and I think it's still true. 50% of the bankruptcies in America would go away if somebody had $500 a month more. So if I can help agents get at least $500 or $1,000 in RevShare every single month, I'm wiping off 50% of the bankruptcies for real estate agents. You guys, well, who do you care? I think it's a big thing. I think it's a big thing to get something certain in your life, you know, because real estate agents, the business is like this, right? Up and down, supposedly when in sales. But guess what? You get RevShare in your life and you start making $1,000 a month, $2,000 a month, $3,000 a month. Now all of a sudden you go, whew, okay, if I don't have a closing in December, everything's good. That's what drives me. I love you guys. I mean, you know, I know how hard you work. I know, I've been there, baby. I know how hard you work. I still talk to agents every single day and talk to them about transactions. They go, it's, you know, whatever. And I go, man, I've been there.
What is when you first started, Gene?
Yep.
You came on board and the light bulb went out and you kind of got the thing.
Mhm.
What is the day in the life? I know you did did you just sit at Starbucks and take 3 appointments every day, or like, what was?
Well, what I did, and this is really key, you got to understand the reason I knew it would succeed, Rosie, I get this all the time. How'd you know it was going to succeed? I said, well, I knew what I could do. See, when I say I knew what I could do, I knew I could set my goals. Been doing it all my life. I've been doing it very successfully. And I knew if I set a schedule and I adhered to that schedule, it would work. Now, what I found very soon, very quickly, the first month in Austin, Texas, with the help of Elizabeth Riley, give Elizabeth a lot of the credit, and my daughter, Nicole, I said, just set me up with appointments, guys. And they were helping me, right? We recruited 20 cappers the first month in May of 2015 in Austin, Texas, where Keller Williams is headquartered. The next month, we recruited 10, and I did all those interviews. And I came home and I went, man, agents want this. They want this. All I have to do is talk to them. And that was when EXP was EXP Who. We didn't know what it stood for. We didn't have Susie, Saucy, Canva. I don't even know what we have anymore. I laugh because we got so much stuff I can't even talk about. So people don't come for the stuff. They come because you relate with them, you find out what they need, and you solve that need. So I take you back to the beginning. Within 8 months, we had 100 agents in Austin, Texas. And I went, this is going to work. This is going to work. Now, when I said that, I knew it would take time. But I invited Rob and Jen Flick, to the first convention that I went to. And there was 135 of us. And I invited Scott Lewis and Scott and Tracy Gagnon, and they came to the convention. Guess what? They joined. I went, well, I've been doing that all my life at Keller Williams. You guys don't know. If you don't have people at Cabo, if you don't have people at the next convention, if you don't have people at the next build, you're not doing it right. I just invite them. It's that simple. So once I meet somebody, I invite them to the next thing. That's what I've been doing forever. Rosie, you know, it's so funny. And then the next one, we invited some guy named Brett Gove. You know, and the next one, we invited somebody named Jay Kender, Michael Reeves, Albie Stasek. You know, and that was 17. 16 was Brent Gove, 17. And I just, you know, keep inviting them. Shelly Johnson, Shelly and Kevin. Shelly Johnson came to one convention. She told me the other night, she goes, Gene, the first day it was terrible. I said, what do you mean? She goes, the first day when I came in 17, it was terrible. I wanted to go home. I called my husband. I'm going to leave. I said, what happened? She goes, so the next morning, I had breakfast with Brent and I had lunch with you. And then I called my husband and said, I'm in. She went from going home the night before to meeting Brent and meeting me. And guess what? Where do you get to meet us? At the conventions. Bring your people to conventions. I'll meet with anybody there for you guys, right? At any time. Set up a special thing. I'll meet anytime. So yeah, I was very specific, and I think it's really, really important. If you guys showed me your schedule, what's it look like? I could have showed you my schedule back then, and boom, here, it's all blocked out. I was really, really specific. See, they're my goals, big actions, be specific. And I know the one thing. The one thing is recruiting real estate agents. I'm not confused. I don't do a lot of other stuff, just so you know. Sorry about that.
No, that's awesome. Any other questions? We have 3 minutes left. Feel free to unmute.
Don't limit yourself. I love that one. Yeah, don't limit yourself. My gosh.
So
I haven't reached any of my goals for EXP. We still haven't hit 100,000 agents, and it's bothered me because I've had 100,000 agents written down forever, right? Come on.
So that is your goal?
Well, that was my goal back in 2015. I thought we would do it in 5 years. We haven't done it yet. You know, in other words, I could show you my goals. They were big. They were big quick. I wasn't going to wait for you guys to show up. I'm going, right? I mean, I'm on the run, and I still don't, you know, it's so funny when I go back to the beginning and I found my old notebooks. I just wake up and do the right things, and I'm not confused. I don't get distracted. My buddy Lou Ronayne says, Gene, you've always been, and by the way, I was the #1 recruiter at Keller Williams 6 times. He says, you're just really good at one thing. I said, hey, that's not bad. I don't mind. I don't mind if I can, my one thing is getting rebounds. I'll go in the NBA and get rebounds. The next thing is shooting threes. I'll shoot threes. I don't have to do everything. My one good thing is I'm good at reading people. I'm unbelievably good at reading people. It's my game to make sure I feel people get comfortable with me in a very short amount of time. Right? And I'll send you guys, Rosie, they just recorded me over the weekend doing my napkin presentation again. And I'll get it the minute I get the tape. I'll send it to you guys and you can have it. I really am very simple when I show the model. I don't get real super detailed because you guys probably get too much stuff going on. Because I see you guys do presentations and you're showing too much stuff. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I've told I've talked about you behind your back, and what I say is that you're just, and of everybody that I've ever met in my 20-something years of life, you are absolutely phenomenal at just being able to connect with people, just being able to very quickly make a connection, make people feel seen, heard, understood, and so just super admire that.
Let me give you a tip. We had 25 people over in a mastermind Friday, Saturday, Sunday here in Puerto Rico. Everybody was amazed that I knew their names. You want me to give you the tip for remembering names?
Yes.
I will give you this tip. This will last the rest of your life. Number one, listen for 2 seconds. So I meet Rosie. I go, what's your name? She goes, Rosie. I listen intently for 2 seconds. That's the most important thing because you're thinking you're going to have to say something. So I listen. Second thing, Rosie. Rosie. Wow. Rosie, what a beautiful name. I repeat your name 2 to 3 times in front of Rosie. Here's the third thing I do. Wow. My granddaughter, who's actually going to Iona right now, her name is Rosie. So I attach it to something I know. I really do have a Rosie granddaughter who's going to Iona in New York. So listen, would you like to know a secret? Repeat the name twice. Listen, would you like to know a secret? Repeat the name twice and then reply. And I do this all the time. When I say reply, after I listen and I repeat the name twice, I go, Brian. Is that with an I or a Y, Brian? How do you spell Brian? And he tells me, and I go, cool. Cindy, how do you spell Cindy? Is that with a Y or an I, or is it C-Y? How do you spell Cindy? The minute she tells me how to spell her name, now I don't always do spell your name, because if it's Bob, Bob, I know how to spell Bob, but you know what I mean? But I really do, and here's the key, don't remember their last name. I do, you notice I just stuck with first names? All the 25 people I met this weekend, I know everybody's first name and their wife's first name and their husband's first name. By the second day, I knew everybody's name, but I did not know their last names. It's really weird. I try not to confuse my brain. It's just too small. So if I helped you guys, you've got to be, the reason I connect, Rosie, with people really well is people go, how'd you know all the people's names? I had 650 agents in the last office I ran for Keller Williams. I knew everybody's first name. Everybody goes, no, you didn't know everybody. I said, I guarantee you, I knew everybody's first name. I didn't know their last name. Okay? And you guys can do this. A lot of people go, oh, you're attentive, or you come across so genuine. I am genuine. This is me. And I really want to know somebody else. I really want to get to know them. It's not fake. Quit trying to be fake. Be real. Right? I'm Puerto Rican now. Look at me. I'm real. Look at how Puerto Rican this guy is. Look at how Boricua I am. Those are all my Hispanic buddies are going, yeah, you're stupid. Okay.
Eugenio, thank you so much.
Eugenio's here. But
Yeah.
I love you guys. Go after it. Be yourselves. But guys, 26 is going to be huge. I know it is going to be. It's going to be huge if you make it huge. It'll be huge for you if you set the one thing goal you should be doing. And if I look at your schedule next time I see you in Cabo, you've got it in paper with you. You go, Gene, here's how many people I'm going to recruit every single month, and here it is, and I'm doing it. And you can show it to me. That's really important too.
Awesome. Awesome. How many of you guys are going to be in Cabo? Raise your hands.
Come
Raise your
on.
hands.
Bring people to Cabo. It's the best event ever. Ever.
Yes. Awesome. Thank you so much, Jean. Yes.
Someone asked a great question about how do you invite people to Cabo if it's about recruiting? Wouldn't that
Well-
turn off? What do
Well,
you-
we also have Tom Ferry coming, right? We have a whole bunch about production. It's not all about recruiting. So just invite him. There's a lot of stuff on production. Okay. Pace Morby is going to be there. By the way, if you want to get healthy,
Gary
there's
Brecka.
Gary Brecka, Gary and Sage Brecka are going to be there. And Gary helped me 2 years ago. Basically, he got on me, and I've been off sugar for 2 years now. And so bottom line is get healthy, talk about production. Here's the thing, guys, it's not about recruiting, but quite honestly, rather than think of it as recruiting, think about changing their lives. Whatever they want to get. If they want to get healthy again, come to the event. If you want to get more into production, come to, like I said, I've recruited a lot of agents that didn't want to get into revenue share. They just want to do more production. They should be with us and not ERA.
How do you ask? So I bought my tickets. I bought rooms for people that I don't even know who's coming right now. So what are the first things that I could say to them to invite them?
You know what? I'd like to treat you to a trip to Cabo. I'd love to. And you know what? Bring your spouse. I think you'd enjoy it. I tell them right off the bat when I'd invite people, there is nothing. This is not about recruiting you. This is not about, I don't expect you to do anything. I want you to come, and I'd like you to experience Cabo with us. That's it. Enjoy the trip. I take it away from them. I tell them, look at it. I just want you to come enjoy. And this is a great training event, and it will be phenomenal.
And at the end of the day, how hard is it to invite people to Cabo? We have like 4 hours of session, and then it's Cabo. So
yeah, and tell them that we just do the event for 3 hours. 3 hours, then we're off having fun, whatever they like to do. So that's what I like to do. I play golf every single day. I'm there. I mean, we've set up these trips so we could play golf, just so you know, me and Brent in the beginning. And so whatever you like to do, I think it's the best family event ever. I think when people, and it's all inclusive, I never leave the hotel except to play golf, and I come back and I eat all my, it's very inexpensive. Yeah. Just have fun with it, guys. They'll see your enthusiasm. And you know what? If you invite them and they don't come, how did that hurt? How did that hurt? Did anybody from Coldwell Banker invite you to go to Mexico with them this spring? Anybody from Remax invite you to go to some event? No. There you go. I guess they're not excited about their company. There you go.
Awesome.
Just
Awesome.
have fun with it, guys. Rosie, I'll tell you what, you got people fired up, and I like that attract class. That was phenomenal. I think you guys have got it going on. I'm going to send a whole bunch of people through that, because you just got to take action. If you take action 3 times a week, you'll start getting into it. You feel like
Absolutely.
you can do it. Yeah. I think it's
Absolutely.
the most important thing.
Sherry, you had one last question. I think we'll hop off after that.
No,
Sure.
what I wanted to tell you was I sat in, first of all, Jesse and Michael Henry invited me to Cabo 4 times probably before I ever went, 3 times for sure. Getting invited is a compliment that people don't forget. So invite people even if you think they won't go. I went to Maui. Gene, you told us to start writing a list. The first person that I put on the list is on this call. I recruited her. So Lee McGinnis is here because you told me to make a list. Lee has been on fire. She's recruited a ton of people already. It's duplicatable. We just have to do what you tell us to do. So thank you for spending your time with us today, and Rosie for putting this together. So
Thank you so much. Thank
Okay,
you so
guys.
much.
Awesome. So our next speaker, we're gonna have a next speaker. We'll announce it in the group chat in the WhatsApp. And thank you always for your time, Jean. I know that if any of us need some help bringing on one of those brokers, like you are available for us. Always to take a call, but it's just
Yep.
about making, what we're doing, guys, is we're building the habit of building our communities. Build a habit of building our communities. That's what it is at the end of the day. We don't have the liability. We don't have, to come up with training material. We don't have, all the things that the brokers need to operate an office. EXP covers all of that on our platform. All we need to do is invite people and create a culture and community and care, care about
Yep.
the lives that are going to change. So we will see you guys on Friday. Thank you, Jean.
See you guys. Love you. Love you. Be
All
good.
right.
Thank
See
you.
you in Cabo.
Set your appointments. Come on,
Thank
get to
you.
work.
Thank you.
That's great. Thank you.